Hey guys, good afternoon. Welcome back. Little update after the summer of racing on my Iris Fronty. Awesome car, absolutely fantastic. Really happy that I approached Andreas for sponsorship, and I'm very happy that he allowed me to join the team. The car has been since ETS working really well. ETS was a little bit of a mixed bag for me. Free training, time training. Sorry, I managed to get to 11th place, so that put me in with the A group for qualifying. Unfortunately, my nerves got the better of me, and I managed to screw most of the qualifyings up with a roll and stuff. And I could have been higher, but at ETS, if you make a small mistake, I rolled it once on the last lap, I think, and ended up back on my wheels. I don't know how much I lost. It wasn't a lot. It was maybe half a second. And I went from like 12th to 18th overall. Again, super happy. The finals were a drama. The car got broke in the first final because somebody in front of me crashed. I hit them, and then 4 cars hit me. I was lucky enough to be able to continue. I was on the straight. The car was tweaked. I was looking to continue, and then but the car was very difficult to drive because it was tweaked. And then later in the race, I was trying to defend against somebody, and he decided he wanted to come past around the outside, pushed me onto the grass. I came back onto the track sideways and got collected by 2 other cars at full speed. Full in the side. That broke the top deck and bent the chassis plate. So that finished that off for me. And then the third final, I made myself a silly mistake, and my finger slipped out of the brake trigger on the transmitter, and I managed to hit a fellow competitor, knocked him onto the grass. I waited, but unfortunately that just ruined us. So I think I ended up like 21st or something overall. Still, a very, for me as just a club driver, I'm very happy with that. The results were great for 60 drivers. I think there was 55. So I was very disappointed when I came home, but unfortunately, yeah, I shouldn't be disappointed. I'm just a club racer that's enjoying his racing. So, and I'm back now, and I've had a great summer racing with the guys in AMCA in Appledorn, and I've actually managed to clinch the club championship. It was all down to the last race, and I managed to TQ and win 2 of the 3 finals. In the third final, a friend of mine, Eric, wanted to run the car for a laugh. So I said, all right, we'll swap cars. He runs automatics. And obviously he wanted to see how the Irish drove. I've been struggling to get the setup right with the Yaris body. And I thought it was just my car. What the Yaris does is if you push too hard into a corner, the rear end will snap. It'll make a really nasty snap move. And I thought it was my setup that wasn't quite suited for the Yaris body. It's not an issue with the club race or the nationals because there I'm allowed to use the Mazda Speed 3 body. Unfortunately, by ETS, that body's not allowed because it's not available through European retailers because of the problem with Protoform. So, yeah, I needed to find another body. I wanted to try the Yaris, but I just can't get the setup to work with the Yaris body. So, fine, I'll run the Speed 3. But his car, he was running the Yaris body all day. And I went out with his car, and the car did exactly the same as what mine does if I go into a corner too hard. It snaps the rear end, and then you just lose loads of time. So, it's not the setup, it's the body. I hate that body. I'm not going to use it again. For ETS next year outside, we don't know what's going to be quick. There is a couple of new bodies coming from what I've understood. So, we'll have a quick look there. I've got the new, what's it, MK9, MK7, the Honda the second version. And that's supposed to be really good, really solid body. So I want to get one of them sprayed up and mounted and fitted and ready to go. A couple of weeks I've got the last race of the Nationals here in Apeldoorn. I haven't done the full season, I'm just doing it as a guest, just for a laugh. I'll see if I can go up against the top guys and just see how the car works, and how I feel at the Nationals. And if it's good fun and it's a good atmosphere, then next year I'll go and I'll try and compete for the Nationals. We've obviously learned quite a lot about the setup of the car. A newer version has come out earlier in the month. This has updated the rear end quite a bit. On the 1.05, we had the toe link here behind the rear axle. And now it's moved to the front of the rear axle. So that makes the rear end more consistent, easier to drive, and it just settles the rear end down a little bit. Obviously, we've also had the new upper and lower suspension arms. These are made from a harder plastic, so it should give you more corner speed and more consistent feel in the car. Front and rear are the same. And then we also had a one-piece top deck that came out for the car. I, with my setup, really like the feel of the two-piece, with it cut all the way through. I've got the spider on the bottom, but without the pull up to the top deck, and then I've cut the rear top deck all the way through. This is how I like my car to feel. I've tested them back to back. The lap times are pretty identical, even over 7 minutes. There was like 2/10 over 7 minutes, but I just like the feel of the two-piece. Just my setup seems to work that way. My setup is available on Petit RC. So if you need that and you want to test it, give it a go. If your track is higher grip, then you can try the Yaris body. But I would advise, if you're got a normal tarmac or asphalt, I would use the Mazda. Or if you're not allowed to use the Mazda, then use the CA45 Bitty. That's a really good body, but I find that the Speed 3 just seems to have a little bit more roll and gives me a 1/10.5. So obviously I'm club champion now. That's the club season over. We'll rebuild a car in a couple of weeks after the Nationals. Take the carbon chassis plate off, put an aluminium underneath, and we'll go inside onto carpet. Again, a carpet setup will follow shortly from me and from the rest of the team. And then we'll see how we get on with ETS. I'm going to the UK again with a group of friends to the EWS International. Really enjoyed it last year. It was good fun. Really a good laugh. So again, this year we're hoping to have as much fun, if not a bit more. Or what else can I say? I don't know. My setup, like I say, is online. Petit RC. I think it'll be on a 1.05 setup sheet. But what I'll do is I'll put in the notes that it's got the 1.1 rear end. And now what I'm going to do is, because the temperature is dropping, I feel that the harder suspension arms take away some of the initial bite from the car, and I want to go back to the soft arms. So I'm going to leave the harder lower arms on, and I'm just going to put the softer upper arms on and just see how that works. Just see if there's any difference. I suspect that there will be, because the temperature is now dropping, because it's September or October. But I'll test them back to back and see what happens. The car's been absolutely perfect, not had any problems whatsoever. Let me know if you want any tips, advice, or you want me to show any build videos or whatever, and I'll do that. Any questions, ask here on YouTube, or come and look for me on Facebook and send me a Facebook message. My name is obviously Phil Hoggart. You can find me on Facebook, and give us a shout, and I'll try and answer any questions you want about the car. Over the winter, I will be doing a lot of testing on carpet, with the aluminium chassis. And over the winter I will be building a new 1.01 touring car to run the 17.5 stock class next year, just for fun and training. My main goal will obviously to be fronty champion, either with a club or with the nationals, depending on how I feel and how things go. And ETS, obviously ETS is such a big thing. If I get a good setup for both touring car and fronty, I'll probably just run 2 classes. There's plenty of time between the races. Again, thanks to all the sponsors. Without these guys, I couldn't do what I do. Obviously, Sunpadal for that batteries, Power HD for the servo, obviously Andreas for the iris for the car, and obviously Sven from Rudog for also allowing me to join in. I want to say a little shout out to my mate Ben. He sorted out all my aluminium screws and titanium screws for the car from Mugen shop. Although I don't drive for Mugen anymore, he's still a really great friend. You know, great guy. If you need any Mugen bits, pop over to Mugen shop Puntanell, and I'm sure he's got it in stock for you. Anyway, that's me done for now. I'm babbling on. I'm going to take the car apart, clean it up, put it back together, get ready for the nationals. And I'll do a video after the nationals, and I'll show you how I rebuild the car and put the carbon plate on. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you later. Bye bye.